Hey everyone, welcome to the Florida Cancer Specialists Foundation Foundant Technologies 101 training. Today I'm going to talk through this new software system in a very general way. We are very excited to share this information with you. We have this new software that we are very happy to implement starting on our go live date on December 23rd. So I'm going to get started and talk a little bit about this software application system, and then we will also talk through next steps as well. So what is Foundant and why are we using it? So the reason we decided to change application platforms is because as a program and as an organization, we are growing in a great way. But in order to continue to do that, we really need a software system that will allow us to continue to grow and improve our program. And so we did quite a bit of research. We looked at other application software systems, but this one stood out because it really checked all of our boxes. So what is Foundant? It is a cloud-based grants and scholarship management system. It is a very robust program. It helps track applications in a more efficient way. We have a better review process. It's very consistent. We have a new communications process, which is it's a more robust email system. And then of course reporting, which is huge for us because of course with all of our supporters and funders, they're asking for information, and we want to be able to provide as much data as we can in an efficient way. And so this company is used by many nonprofits, other foundations, and community organizations throughout the country. So it does come, it's a very well-renowned software system. So why? So this is going to simplify the application process. It is going to be more user-friendly for us as well as our patients. And so that's really important to us as well. We want to make this process as easy as possible for them. It's going to improve our tracking and reporting. And then, of course, as I stated before, it provides a more organized and consistent review process. So what's new? So there are some really cool new features that this application has, I should say software system has. So the first thing is volunteer user logon. So in the past, you all have used your personal emails to log into RegPack. Now we are only using the FCS issued emails in this system. So each of you should have already received an email from FCS asking you to create your email or your login information. So I will talk about that at the end, but I just wanted to share that is one of the newer features for us. We've simplified the stages. We have dashboards now, so every user has a unique dashboard. Although it looks the same, you'll see only certain applications that are assigned specifically to you. We have an evaluation form now for each review stage. And so as we get into the more specialized trainings, we will do a tutorial on how to access and utilize the evaluation forms. But this is part of that more consistent review process. So the criteria will be the same in terms of how we report the review, and you provide your summaries. So we're very excited to show you that. Has a new payment process, so it's going to be a bit easier for Teresa when processing bills. And also on the patient side, the payment history. So we are going to be able to allow the patients to actually see the detailed report for, well, not a report, but a detailed overview of the check. So each check that's been processed, what the name of, like where the check was going, when it was sent, and the actual check number, so they know that it was sent. And this will hopefully eliminate some of those major questions that we get throughout the day, right? Of people asking about their bills being paid. And then also we have no tag. So this system will not allow us to tag, which I think is fine because now with this new reporting that we have, we'll be able to create all these reports up front and be able to gather any information we need at any moment from any question we ask in the application. And a really cool new feature is the support hub, which I will show you in a slide or two. But basically, this is real-time support while you're in the system. And so this is a great feature. It can be a chatbot, it can be a phone call, or an email that you can do on your own. If you're not able to get in contact with an FCSF staff member, the support hub is a great resource for you. So the application workflow, this is really similar to what we've had in the past. We're still going to be using stages, although we use stages internally. In the actual system, it's noted differently. You'll see here that we only have 3 stages, and I'm going to briefly go through each of these so you can see and understand why we have it this way. So stage 1 is actually called the applicant profile and eligibility stage, which is LOI. And the reason it's called LOI, and that is what it is called in the system. So when you log in, you see your dashboard, it's going to be called LOI. It's an LOI because it's a logic model. So what that means is when the applicant submits their application or filling it out, it'll go, it's all the general information. And then it'll ask, are you an FCS patient? And if you are an FCS patient, you will have specific questions for the FCS side. But if you're non-FCS, then it will bring you to different questions where they will submit their non-FCS treatment verification form. So it kind of streamlines that process for us on the back end. And it eliminates extra questions for the patient that they don't really need to be answering. So that's the first stage. Once they submit their stage 1 or their LOI, then we will go in, and as we usually do, we review the application, mark it complete, and then at that moment, the patient will receive an email inviting them to submit their financial documentation. Once they submit their financial documentation, that's when we start the stage 2 financial eligibility review. And that's actually noted as the application in the system. So although we refer to this as a whole application, it's broken down into 2 parts, LOI and then application. We are going to be, patients can be denied in stage 1 or stage 2, but stage 3 is approved, right? And so same as the past, volunteers can make recommendations for denial or approvals, but the only people approving and denying will be FCSF staff members. And by the way, you will get a copy of all of this in our manual as we start moving forward through all of this. So the volunteer responsibilities, many of you have probably seen this from last year. It mirrors exactly, our workflow. So Mike Nolan will continue to oversee stage 1, and we have Teresa, stage 2 and stage 3. We also have we're very excited. We have some Spanish translators right now on the team. We have people who are helping us with live answering. Those are really our in-office volunteers. And then also we have special projects as they come up. And so if any of you are ever interested in joining in any of these additional, if you're like right now, if you're only doing stage 2 and you want to do stage 1 or vice versa, please let us know. We are always looking for volunteers to help in all of these areas. So just send us a message and let us know, and we'll be happy to train you in all of that. So I'm going to dive in real quick and kind of show you what this looks like. So this is the login page. This is what it's going to look like for everybody. And it basically gives you instructions on how to log in if you're a new user, if you're an existing user. Just want to mention that no information from RegPack has been brought over to Foundant. This is an entirely new system. Everyone will have to sign in as a new person, patients, as well as us, which is why we are, we're really harping on only using the FCS issued email. And that's also for confidentiality purposes as well. So it's really important. I'm going to put that plug in again. It's really important that you get that FCS email set up. So this is the login page. What your dashboard's going to look like. So everyone's dashboard, the format's the same. This is what you're going to see. But if you can see my mouse, you're going to see here. This is LOI that I talked about earlier. The LOI is stage 1. And then application is stage 2. Now, if you're a reviewer and you're reviewing stage 1, then you're going to start to see any stage 1 application that has been submitted, that's a submitted application. Then once the staff assigns an application to you specifically, that's going to be your assigned evaluation. Now, I'm not going to go into the evaluation at all because that's a separate training. But I do want to mention that applications are not assigned to 2 or 3 people. You specifically will have that application that you're working on and moving through. We might have to reassign depending on if you're unable to finish it or you out of town, but we're really trying to be consistent with the application process and who's reviewing. And so just wanted to kind of mention that as well. Same stage 1, stage 2, same thing. You want to be consistent with who is reviewing the application. And so this is kind of what your dashboard is going to look like. Couple things I'm going to point out, this little house right here at the top. This is how you will always get back to home, which will bring you to your dashboard. So if you're playing around and you're sending emails, but you can't get back to your dashboard, you can always click that little house and it'll bring you right back here. The communications tool is where emails are, obviously reporting, which you won't be using very much, if at all. And then the tools and the search engine. And again, we are going to do specific training on how to find things in the system, how to specifically review LOI and review the application piece. I am actually going to be, Teresa, myself, and Mike, we created a really great FAQ guide that you will each be receiving, which will take you through all the basics. So how to check email, how to find email, how to search the email history, how to find an applicant, how to check the balances, an applicant's or recipient's balance. So we're going to have this very detailed FAQ guide that we're going to ask actually each of you to go through once you log in. So let's talk about next steps. So the next step in all of this, now remember, this is time sensitive because we go live on December 23rd. So it's really important that you check your email and make sure, if you haven't already done so and set up your FCS email, please go into your spam or your junk folders or your inbox and check to make sure you received the email. It's going to come from this email at the bottom. So you might want to write this down. That's who it came from. If you do not find it, please send me an email or email Teresa or Mike, letting us know you did not get your FCS issued email instructions, and I will forward it to you again. We cannot set you up in the system until you get that FCS email set up. So once you do that, please send me a confirmation email from your FCS email letting me know that you've got your email by December 12th. Then I can set you up in the system. So once we get you all squared away with your FCS email, I am going to create your Foundant username and login information. Again, this is still in test mode, so I am assuming you will all receive an email confirming that you've been added to Foundant and you can set up your own password. Once you get that, we need you to log into Foundant to make sure that it works. And then we're also asking that each of you follow the FAQ guide once you're in the system. This is going to be extremely helpful for you because it's going to help you. One, you're going to be in the system, kind of playing around with it, finding out how to do all the simple necessary things, like I mentioned before, finding an applicant, getting the email, all of those things, navigating the dashboard. It's all very important. So we really, really encourage you to do that. And then if you can do that sooner rather than later, because if you have any questions or concerns, I really want you to email me those questions by the 17th, because I can take your feedback. And if I need to update the guide, maybe it doesn't make sense or I've missed a step, this is all part of the learning process. So it's really important that you send me that. And if you don't send me any emails, I'll assume you're good to go. No problem. So by Monday the 15th, you're going to each receive a recorded tutorial based on what your role is with the program. So if you are only reviewing stage 1, you will get the stage 1 applicant profile and eligibility review training. Stage 2, you'll get the stage 2 training. Everyone will receive the nuts and bolts training, kind of where it is and how to use it training, similar to the FAQ guide, but this will be a tutorial actually moving through the system. So we will go and we will kind of record our screens and show you how to do everything in terms of the review process and then utilizing the system. So we'll send all this out, but it will also be available on the volunteer resource page as well once everything has been completed and set up. So you'll have access to that anytime. We really, to be honest, we will not be able to have any of you in the system until all this is done. And we really, it is time sensitive. So I'm just encouraging you all to sort of try and get this done as best you can. And then, of course, as we move into the new year in January, I know the holidays are coming up, but as we move into January, we can do a recap. If you have any additional questions, we're more than willing to sit down with you virtually or in person and go through this with you, because ultimately, everyone has to be comfortable in this system in order for us to be successful. And I just want to let you guys know that, and you guys probably know this, but we are still in that learning phase. So as of now, we're all feeling pretty good about it. But as we actually open applications and start going through it, there's probably going to be some bumps, and we are going to go through that together. And so it's really important for us to have you communicate anything that comes up that you think is a question or might not be working or anything. We are open to all of this feedback because our goal is to be successful and for our patients to have a good experience utilizing this system and getting their applications approved. I do want to mention there is one new thing that I did not mention in the beginning, is that we have now decided to up our percentage. And so we are now currently accepting 200% or below federal poverty guidelines. Now we have increased it to 250% poverty guidelines, which means hopefully we'll be able to serve more people. So I have a feeling this year is going to be an amazing year for us to support our cancer patients. So that kind of wraps up the training. Again, very general, but please reach out to any of us if you have any questions. Thank you so much for sticking with us and going through this with us, because we're really happy to be able to be in a space that we can actually do this. Many nonprofits are not able to just change a system quickly like this. And this has been a really good experience for us so far. And so we have a really, really good hope that this is going to be a great outcome. And I really do think it's going to be great for us. So with that, I am going to sign off. And thank you again, everyone, for your support. As always, this would not be anything the way it is without any of you. So for that, I am extremely grateful. Okay, talk soon.